was born and raised in the escarpment of Barberton, not necessarily in town. So there's a village called Shialongubo. It is essentially cut off from South Africa in a sense that we actually don't even have a road that goes there. I attended my primary school there. I actually lived with my dad from the time I was born until at about roughly 15 years. That's when he passed on. Regarding my mom, they actually separated when I was 2 years. So she went to live in Swaziland. My dad had no job at the time. So we struggled. He only had about a head of cattle. We will sell 1 cow per year and get an income to survive the whole year. When my dad passed on in 2007, now I moved from having a little bit of income and somebody who cared for me to actually having totally nothing. I finished my grade 12 in Lowville Combined School, and at the time I had no clue what I would do after grade 12. Our principal had arranged that we apply for the Scholarship Foundation. So we were called for interviews soon after we received our statements. I went for the interview, and then we had to wait for a few days. That's when we got a reply that I got the scholarship. If it wasn't for Mr. Mabuza going above and beyond the mandate of the foundation or the Scholarship Foundation at the time, I think things for me could have been worse. After he told us that he went through a similar struggle and now he is a successful businessman, I actually looked him up before I even went to the interview. So he inspired me in a sense that apart from having a heart to help other people, he also had a passion for education, and not for himself or for people close to him, but for people who are far away from him. JR Junior Mabuza, at some points he shed his old clothes because I had no clothes at the time, and being at university with 2 trousers and about 3 t-shirts throughout the year was just embarrassing for me. My university life was far much better than anything I've ever seen, because now the scholarship was covering everything. So they were paying my accommodation, tuition and meals. So I had a card. So it was easy for me to be at school. After graduating, I got recruited by another company called TCS, Tata Consultant Service. It deals with softwares and consulting. They recruited us to go and do what they call the Global Internship Program. So they will take South Africans and then send them abroad to go and then complete their program there. So we went to India, Kolkata. That was the city that we were deployed to in West Bengal. My first task was to work on Oracle products. That's where I started to do cloud computing. We worked on projects, obviously shadowing senior people. The project were in South Africa and UAE, United Arab Emirates. We learned within 3 months, and then now we were put into a kind of production. We started to kind of get used to the corporate way of doing things and all that. That program took us a year. When I came back, then I got recruited by Dimension Data. It has been a pleasure, I must say.